Hello friends and welcome to another 3-minute Game Pass. I'm Nathan and today I'm going to tell you if this Game Pass game is worth your time and bandwidth. Today's game is Alice, Madness Returns. Alice, of Wonderland fame, has had her Wonderland corrupted by past traumas. Is this hellscape twisted version of the classic story worth playing? Alice, Madness Returns is an Xbox 360 game, so you get Series S and X upgrades, but that's it. This is an EA Play-only game, so you'll need Game Pass Ultimate, and the game time is about 12 to 14 hours. What exactly is Alice, Madness Returns? Well, it's a platformer game with some puzzles as well as some light combat throughout. It is the sequel to the PC game American McGee's Alice, and yes, American McGee is the guy's actual name, which was a Quake 3 engine game that featured Alice traumatized by the death of her family during a house fire. In this sequel, Alice is slinking back into her madness thanks to her psychologist who is trying to get her to forget the past. Across 6 chapters, she returns to different parts of Wonderland and meets various characters from the novel, but her psyche has been twisted by the trauma she's experienced. The game features a lot of platforming across these bizarre worlds, with Alice being equipped with a triple jump as well as a float. You'll be riding on vents or becoming small to either sneak through crevices or see hidden platforms, as well as peppering snouts to encounter secrets. This is supplemented by a fairly basic upgrade system of your 4 weapons, 2 ranged, 2 melee, using teeth, which is essentially just XP, as well as more than a handful of side games and puzzles including 2D platforming, block sliding, a shmup, and an honest-to-God severed doll head pachinko type thing. It's pretty wacky. Combat is your basic third person with a lock-on, a heavy and light attack, and a ranged attack. It's honestly so standard I don't feel I need to elaborate more on it. So basically you're going to be doing a ton of puzzle platforming across 5 unique areas with a bit of combat in between as you uncover the truth around Alice's madness. So what do I like about Alice Madness Returns? Well, the art, design, and music are absolutely inspired. Each chapter usually has 2 distinct visual styles and areas you go to that blend into each other very well, and all, except the ocean, are an absolute treat to encounter and experience. The last 2 areas in particular are downright inspired. The story is genuinely engaging, and the writing and dialogue is incredibly entertaining and well acted. Platforming, additionally, is just superb, an absolute treat, and while it doesn't mix up what you do too much, it does manage to do a lot with its basic mechanics to keep the platforming engaging and not overly frustrating. When it comes to the bad, I feel like individual chapters are way too long for their own good. The game often feels like it's stalling and would have done better by being more tightly designed with maybe 4 to 5 hours of less game. I know people don't like getting less game out of games, but trust me, tedium is a real thing. Combat is entirely reactive rather than proactive until the very end of the game, which makes it less fun as you're not really controlling the flow of battle. Luckily, by the end, when you're fully equipped, you do feel like you can break enemies' guards. You don't just have to counterattack a lot of enemies, but that isn't until the end of the game, unfortunately. And lastly, there's some really messed up stuff in this game, including murder, trauma, adult and child prostitution, as well as the implied rape of a child. It's done tastefully, to be fair, but consider this a content warning as it doesn't hold back, and I feel like that will definitely turn some people off. As you know, I rate games on a 3-point scale. Must play, maybe consider, don't bother. If you can stomach the content, I think Alice Madness Returns is a must play and is absolutely a hidden gem. Now, this game isn't perfect. It has a lot of flaws, and honestly, I think if you don't enjoy its platforming, then you can probably just completely give it a pass. However, despite all that, I found myself night after night foregoing other games on my backlog to come back to Alice until I'd beaten it, and I think that's entirely because of the game's fantastic aesthetic, art direction, and story. From environments to enemies to the fact Alice's dress changes based on each level, this game oozes detail. While its gameplay might be dated and the game does drag on a little bit too long, I can't help but love it, and I highly recommend it if you can overlook those flaws. That's all I have for you today. Thank you so much for watching. Go out there and enjoy the hell out of Alice Madness Returns.